Dr. Dinesh Likhi, Chairman cum Managing Director, Midhani, Hyderabad, and our alumni also, Professor Barua, Professor Rangnekar, Professor Ramesh, and my colleagues in the audience, and I can recognize Professor Sushil is there, and students and faculty of the institute, and delegates to this 19th Glow Gift Conference. I'm very happy that IIT Roorkee is hosting this annual event of the Gift Society. And the theme of this conference, and maybe the society itself, is talking about innovation, flexibility, sustainability. These are extremely important words. Each word here is very important for the very existence of mankind. And if we go deeper into every word, we would realize that every discipline of knowledge, whether it is engineering, science, management, every discipline has to imbibe these three words and see that what it can do with the help of flexibility, with the help of innovation, and with the help of sustainability. But while other disciplines, they create knowledge in some specific domains, many times they struggle to relate to the knowledge of other domains. And that is why academic institutions talk about the need for interdisciplinary studies, need for having faculty and students carry out programs, carry out research in interdisciplinary programs. Here, the role of management studies becomes paramount. Management studies can play the role of that glue, the glue that is required to coalesce or to bring or to stick different disciplines by connecting them through a common underlying theme and giving very broad definitions of the meaning of these words so that everybody can interpret in his or her domain, but at the same time all of them can together work for a common purpose. That is very important. And because of this need, it is hoped that the presentation of papers in this conference will enlighten not only delegates of this conference and those students who are attending this, but will also inspire the delegates to reach out to other disciplines of knowledge and help them understand what more they can do with these words. If you remain in your domain, then you are not utilizing the power that management studies has, the real force multiplier that it can play by reaching out to other disciplines and making sure, giving live examples, real examples of how each of these words can be put into practice, and thereby an organization can benefit, an individual can benefit, society will of course benefit, but all these things gains can come together. Organizing a conference is not an easy task. It requires efforts by a lot of people. Some of them have to put in several hours daily over a long period of time because there is an academic content of the conference, there is a logistic component of the conference, and of course there is the ceremonial part of the conference, like the inaugural function, like technical papers, arranging accommodation, food, everything. And I'm happy that our Department of Management Studies, Professor Ramesh, Professor Rajat Agarwal, and Professor Barua have put in the effort required to pull it off and pull it off successfully. Getting so many people over the next 3 days, presenting more than 100 papers, and in different sessions, organizing those sessions. I hope the delegates will try to do both. Both means that get the maximum out of the sessions, but to be able to get the maximum out of the sessions, it is important that you raise questions, initiate a dialogue, not be passive spectators in the sessions. If you can play a more active role, it will be win-win for both sides. All the participants in the room as well as the speaker who is presenting the paper. So everybody has a role to play in making the conference successful. Now that the 3-4 people who have created the logistics, who have brought so many people together from different parts of the country, all having similar interests, now it is the job of each one of you to make sure that everybody goes back after having gained something from this conference, from this assembly of intellectuals in this particular domain of knowledge. IIT Roorkee is, as you know, is a very big institute, very old institute, and there are multiple departments, lot of faculty, large number of students, and it is not surprising if I share with you that today we have 4 public events going on. So I've done first, this is my second, and then in the afternoon I have to go to 2 more such public events, and I'm very happy that this thing is happening because that shows the real power of IIT Roorkee. And now the way forward is that in the last 2 years we have introduced this practice that whether a conference has to be held or not, that the DAC will decide. The department has to decide whether you want to host the conference or not. Once the department has decided, all other organs of the institute will come forward to support it. Of course, the dates of the conference have to be decided very carefully. And how do you decide the dates of the conference? By checking out the accommodation availability in the guest houses. That should be the first step. Many times we make the mistake of first having decided the conference and then running around for rooms. If you just, this is just the, I'm not from management, but I'm giving you a management tip. So just reverse this problem and it becomes very simple. And then you can have large number of delegates, everybody coming, chief guests, everything. And of course, people like Dr. Likhi, they are distinguished people getting a very distinguished chief guest. Of course, if you give enough advance notice, a lot of distinguished people are willing to travel and come. But if you approach them at short notice, then of course it's difficult to come. So few things if we take care, all these events, all more events will multiply. The more events will multiply, there will be more opportunities for networking, more opportunities for showcasing our strength, and more opportunities for learning from others who have come. I'm sure that all of you will have this kind of learning when you go back, and also those in the department itself. They will also learn a lot from this conference. I would like to thank Dr. Likhi for having spared the time to come here, and to all the delegates for having come to IIT Roorkee. I hope you will have a great time. Thank you very much.